This story begins at the end of summer in Graham Land on the Antarctic Peninsula. Every year, as unfailingly as the seasons, a predator returns to these shores, the hunting ground of its species for thousands of years, the formidable leopard seal. These young chinstrap penguins were headed towards the ocean, but they've been stopped dead in their tracks. No sooner had they entered the water than the leopard seal attacked. The penguins haven't moved since. They're waiting. The leopard seal is an opportunist. Moving from one hunting ground to another, it seeks abundant, easy prey, usually the young and the inexperienced. For the leopard seal, each penguin excursion is a bounty. Despite the predator's presence, these chicks are irresistibly attracted to the ocean. They're only a few months old and they're famished. The rearing period is over. It's been several days since their parents stopped feeding them. They must now fend for themselves and venture into the water to fish. The leopard seal is waiting. Perhaps one of these young penguins will come its way. The hunter reigns alone in these coastal waters. The killer whale, its only rival in southern latitudes, rarely makes an appearance. At ease in the shallow waters, the leopard seal is ready for ambush. Throughout the season, leopard seals are often observed lounging on ice floes. Their spotted fur is the reason for their name. They are easily identified by their enormous jaws, which work like a powerful vice to capture large living prey. They can also use their mouths to filter plankton through their scalloped teeth. Sprawled out on the ice, weighed down by its 400 kilos, this leopard seal seems to present no danger to the penguins. But once in the water, this same animal becomes a ruthless predator. Two long wing-shaped fins and a streamlined body give the leopard seal grace and speed. The dark-colored fur on its back and light-colored stomach allows it to melt into the pale ice or the dark blue of the abyss. Gentoo penguins are still raising their young at this time. They have to make many trips to the ocean to feed them, or rather to stuff them. The chicks have an insatiable appetite, and their demands to be fed increase as they grow. Food is regurgitated from the adult's stomach to the chicks until the adult's is quite empty. The parents are not given a moment's peace, and there's no fooling the starving offspring with diversion tactics. Incessant round trips to the ocean make penguins quite vulnerable to the leopard seal's attacks. Parents risk their lives to nourish their young, who will in turn become prey for the hunter. Meanwhile, the leopard seal tries a half-hearted poke at a giant petrel. Penguins and leopard seals sometimes compete for the same food. The icy ocean waters house a reserve of food appreciated by almost all of the inhabitants of the Antarctic. The food in question is a crustacean measuring only a few centimeters. Krill, as these small shrimp are called, play an essential role in the ecosystem. They feed off microscopic algae which proliferate on the submerged part of ice floes. Gentoo and Chinstrap penguins feed almost exclusively on krill. It also represents half of the leopard seal's diet. Krill is the sustenance of Antarctic life. In a good year, it can create veritable clouds throughout the oceans of the southern hemisphere. concentration of krill depends on climate and currents. During years when there is a krill shortage, penguins appear more frequently on the leopard seal's menu. The chinstrap penguin chicks will all make for the water in just a few days. Abandoning their native island, they will roam the ocean for an entire year. It is a crucial stage for which they have not been fully prepared. For the leopard seal, they make ideal prey, as they're abundant and easy to catch. After several hours, the chicks finally take the plunge. Stealthily, the leopard seal prepares its attack. The leopard seal has taken a share of the group which ventured into the ocean. The slaughter of one chick has allowed 30 other birds to escape. The leopard seal rarely kills its prey in one go. Generally, it wounds the penguin during the initial attack, then keeps it under control while it catches its breath. It finally kills the chick by breaking its neck. The whole operation demands a strenuous effort of the predator, and the chick's agony can last up to 20 minutes. No sooner has it finished devouring the first victim than the leopard seal sets off hunting again. During the mass penguin exodus, it's able to capture up to 30 per day. Once a chick is dead, the leopard seal devours it out of the water. Its teeth are not equipped to cut up and chew its prey. Instead, it flays the bird on the surface to detach slabs of meat. Once the ogre's feast is over, carnivorous birds fight over what's left. Wilson storm petrels suddenly appear as if from nowhere to feed on small bits of fat floating on the water's surface. Kelp gulls share the bigger pieces. Unable to kill large prey themselves, these birds depend directly on the leopard seal's hunts. Other scavengers will also take part in the feast. In fact, the entire marine food chain will benefit from the occasion through the complex action of organisms which feed on and decompose dead matter. The leopard seal rarely leaves any survivors. If by chance a chick were to reach land safely after an attack, it would only fall into the claws of another predator, the skua. The skua can't kill a weakened penguin alone, but it will persistently torment and pester the bird until it succumbs to its wounds. Little is known about the social life of leopard seals. On occasion, they associate with others of their kind to capture large prey, but most often they hunt alone. Sometimes two leopard seals patrol the same area during the first Penguin Ocean excursions. Encounters between two of these seals are generally aggressive, but they take place in silence. As it's believed, they try to protect the tranquility of their hunting grounds. Oddly enough, while rivals in water, leopard seals willingly share their ice floes at nap time. To do so, though, they must first lift their enormous mass out of the water. Why they choose the difficult task of climbing onto the ice floes at this time of year remains a mystery. They could rest on land like other Antarctic seals without being disturbed by predators. We know that they do go ashore during the winter to rest on the beaches of the northern islands in the warmer ice-free zones. Here, the ice floes serve as mobile dormitories, sleeping up to 8 of these massive seals. Stormy winds announce the coming of winter. The penguin hunting season is coming to an end. In a mass exodus, adults desert the nesting beaches to head towards more clement waters. The shallow waters are the leopard seal's last chance to prey on straggler chicks. Not the faintest cry of alarm, nor the slightest panic. Barely a reaction. Discreetly, the leopard seal will return many times to this same spot to capture a few remaining penguins. This requires hardly any energy, every hunter's dream. The leopard seal helps itself, while the scavengers await their turn. The best parts are always reserved for the hunter. The lion's share in these waters belongs to the leopard seal. The leopard seal, like all great predators, plays an important part in the ecosystem. At the top of the Antarctic food chain, it regulates penguin populations. So despite the apparent cruelty and violence of its technique, it performs a necessary role. All the remaining penguins have reached the ocean again. Soon, the beach will be swept by storms and ice. A leopard seal tries to take one last nap, but it's disturbed by gulls quarreling over the last leftovers, his excrement. Soon, the leopard seal will also be leaving Graham Land to hunt further north. It won't be penguins this time, but another species of seal, crab-eater seals. But that's another story.